What's happening, everyone? Michael Olivas here. I asked my future scheduled guests to adapt their advice and responses to current times. This is a COVID-19 special edition where I will ask entrepreneurs how this current epidemic is affecting their business and life and what their advice is for you. I get it, Life Nation. I'm not just a podcast host. I'm an entrepreneur, just like you. My companies are having to pivot and innovate just to stay afloat, and I'm hearing it from guests and colleagues alike. Stay motivated, refocus, and trust me that those companies and individuals who truly strategize to get through this will flourish when it inevitably comes to an end.
You're listening to the Business and Life Podcast, where 7 days a week, proven entrepreneurs share their success stories, failures, and give you true value on how you can build a great business and an awesome life. With your host, Mike Olivas.
What's happening in business and life? Welcome to the Best of the Week episode where you'll hear the best advice and sound bombs from this week's guests. Enjoy, listen carefully, but more importantly, implement.
Go towards your contribution. Go towards, it's like right now, maybe you have fears around money, or maybe there's job insecurity, and that's all like it's part of your process. Keep going towards that thing that your soul just knows, that part of you that remembers how powerful you're meant to be. Go towards the contribution, go towards the service, go towards what you want to contribute to the planet, and that's going to bring you to the money, to the more quintessential power as well.
Stay true to yourself and tap into your values.
Always talk in terms of solutions. So try to avoid talking about the problem and always talk about what you can do instead of what you can't do. So what I mean by that is be prepared with your solutions ahead of time. So whether that's an employee, that way, as soon as you get on the phone with, Jane, you can say, here are your options. We've looked at this. You can take a voluntary furlough and go on unemployment. You will have your job preserved for you when you get back. Another option is we'd love for you to stay on the payroll and your paycheck is protected by the payroll protection program. And so always talking in terms of solutions really gives people hope, because one thing that goes beyond and has a bigger impact than fear is actually hopelessness. Because when people get to that level and they're feeling hopeless, that means they're almost like they're losing hope to the point where they don't care what happens. And so fear drives escape, but hope drives positive action. And so when you can talk in terms of solution, you're actually putting some seeds of hope into the mind of the person you're communicating with. So I really encourage you to think about how you can do that.
Accept extreme ownership. Anything you do, if you're the business owner, everything comes back to you and your decisions, your choices, and your ability to adapt. It's not the market, right? It can be, but that's a like a flag, right? They're going to
kind of a non-controllable, right? Yeah.
It's non-controllable.
Yeah.
Everything you do is up to you. You can adapt to fit this market. That's your choice. You're going to have to look at it and see where that opportunity is, and if you want to move forward. And persist, I would say. Adapt, persist, and take extreme ownership.
I actually go by the two P's. It's patience and perseverance. I was on a podcast years ago and I actually mentioned patience, perseverance. And I think it can actually go one, if you're just starting a company, and two, now, if you already have a company, or you have a business and is struggling. Patience, just because when you start a business or you start a website, whatever, it's not going to happen overnight. You have to have patience. You're going to have to try to do some blogs or try to get some organic free traffic to your site to create some more revenue so you can advertise. And then the perseverance part is that running a business, as you know, it's never going to be easy. There's going to be struggles. And especially now, it's about trying to push through, come up with new ways, and, be perseverant. Maybe you have to pivot or do something different to kind of overcome these struggles or these challenges. I'll give you like a quick example with Urbane Box Cinch Menswear. We were we started off like a styling service. So we would send you a box and you tried it on and you got 10 days to try it on. If you didn't like it, you would return it. And I quickly realized that I didn't have enough capital to fund that. So like the 10-day trial, and I was losing a lot of money too. So I decided to pivot at the time to do a flat rate low affordable subscription box, monthly fee. And that helped us get through that time. And then I also, what can I do to increase my sales? I added women's clothing after I got, the men's going. And then look at now our bang box is hurting because of the economy. I had to pivot again. Now I had to focus my revenue towards Warriors Tackle Supply. You're always pivoting. You have to make changes. If you don't during these, you're just gonna just go down like a deep nosedive into the bottom, and you're not going to overcome these struggles. So that's my main thing is about patience and perseverance. If you could just follow those two things, be patient, but also be strong and be able to make those changes and pivot when you have to, you can overcome this. And it's just going to make your business stronger and make you stronger as an individual.
The reason why there aren't that many entrepreneurs in the world is because a lot of people aren't ready to get started unless all the lights along the way are green. So for me, my biggest piece of advice that I try to give people is to start the journey, especially for a lot of people right now who are maybe listening to this podcast for the first time because maybe they were laid off work and now they're like, well, I'm stuck in this position. It's going to be hard to get a job. I may as well start my own business. It's really easy to get stuck in this mindset of procrastination because you're trying to know all the steps, the entire journey. What I would suggest is you get started. And when you get started, a lot of times by the time you get to where that light that you don't know how to pass is, secondly, you'll realize you turned left and you're on a completely different road. But more often than not, that information will come to you because you learned how to ask smarter questions along that journey that meant that light turned green along the way.
Life Nation, you got to remember that in order for things to change, you must change. And in order for things to get better, you must get better. You just got better by hanging out with me, Michael Olivas, and the Business and Life Nation. So come back tomorrow because I'm here dropping sound bombs 7 days a week, baby. If you'd like to subscribe, please do so you can take action and execute. See you tomorrow.